going to sound pretty crazy, but this might be one of the best looking slip joints I've ever handled, yet also one of the hardest ever to recommend. This is the Notorious EDC Kingpin, and on paper, it checks almost every single box I look for in a modern EDC slip joint. Premium materials, insane fit and finish, and a super clean design. But once you get into it, there's one big thing that kind of overshadows everything else. So today I want to break this knife down, go over the specs, what I like, what I don't, and whether this is actually worth your money. Because spoiler, this thing is pricey. So the Kingpin is Notorious EDC's take on a modern slip joint, and I think they absolutely nailed the concept. It really blends that traditional, almost gentleman's knife vibe with modern materials and design language. It's really clean, it's minimal, and honestly, it just looks really mean. This version specifically has black micarta paired with titanium bolsters and a blacked out blade, and I think visually, this thing is killer. I've been on a really big slip joint kick recently, and this one just stands out compared to some of the others in my collection. I just think they really nailed the overall look and vibe with this knife, and this design could not be more up my alley. Let's quickly run through the specs. This has an overall length of 6.5 inches, and then a blade length just under 3 inches at 2.91 inches. And then when closed, this has a length of just 3.7 inches. This is featuring a blade steel, a Bowler M390, and this has a really cool drop point with a slight harpoon shape, and I really like it. This has a nice hollow grind, and it weighs just 2.2 ounces, so pretty light. And as this is a slip joint, it is non-locking, but it does feature a half stop. So overall, it's a very premium spec sheet. So what's my thoughts on it? There's a lot to like on this knife, so let's dive in. The first thing is just the design language. The design is just insanely attractive. This is easily one of my favorite parts of the knife. The combination of micarta and titanium just really work. It's a perfect mix of warm and modern. And the way the micarta blends into the titanium bolster is just really seamless. There's no weird transitions, no rough edges, nothing just feels out of place. It just feels like a really well thought out, cohesive design, and I really like it. Number two is probably the fit and finish, because the fit and finish here is excellent. Like I said, there's no gaps, no sharp edges, no inconsistencies anywhere. Everything is really clean, flush, and tight. And this generally feels like a high-end piece when you hold it. Number three, it's a really great size for EDC. This is what I consider a perfect slip joint size. It's compact enough to disappear in a pocket, but still gives you enough blade to actually use it. It's super easy to carry, especially if you drop this in a slip. Number four is the micarta feels great. The micarta on this is really well done. It's not overly rough, not too slick. It's just a really nice, perfect balance. And again, the transition from the micarta into the titanium is so well done, it almost feels like one piece. Next up is this blade shape is super usable. I really love this blade shape. It has a drop point with a really slight harpoon, and it gives that a little bit of personality without sacrificing any function. It's going to handle everyday cutting tasks no problem. Next up is I really like the branding, or lack of. There's just a small N here on the blade. It's just a really huge win. There's basically no obnoxious logos or billboarding anywhere, not even the steel type is listed on the blade. It just keeps the knife looking really clean and premium, and it just fits the whole vibe perfectly. Last up is I really like that they include a lanyard hole. I love seeing a lanyard hole in my slip joints. It's just a really small thing, but I really like that it's there. Especially on slip joints, it gives you a little bit more carry options, easier retrieval. It just adds a little bit of the versatility. Overall, really like this guy. Though I really like this knife, there are some cons. So first up is the big one, and it's the price, and it's rough. This knife is expensive, like really expensive for what it is. This currently retails for $295 when they're in stock, and that's where I begin to struggle with it a bit. Because when you look at other slip joints, especially from brands like Lion Steel, you can get the similar materials like titanium, micarta, and even M390 for significantly less, like half the price. So while this is premium, it's priced above what a lot of people would consider premium already. Next up is just kind of hard to justify over competitors, and this kind of ties back into the price. There's nothing wrong with the knife here itself. I actually really like it. But it's also nothing here that really screams this should cost way more above everything else. You're paying for design, brand, and execution, which is fine, but not everybody's going to see that as worth it. So this is kind of what leads me to the next section with its value. So let's talk value here, because this is where it gets kind of interesting. If you're purely looking at materials and performance, I don't think this wins here. You can absolutely find knives with the same steel, similar construction, and great fit and finish for less, like half the cost. But if you care about design, aesthetics, and just owning something that feels a little bit more unique and refined, this is where this starts to make a little bit more sense. This feels more like a collector piece or a really nice carry than a value-driven tool. At the end of the day, I really like this knife. I think it's one of the best looking modern slip joints out there. The build quality is excellent, the materials are top tier, it just feels really great in hand. But the price makes it really hard to recommend to most people. If you're somebody who appreciates design, wants something a little bit more unique, and you don't mind paying a premium, you'll probably love this. But if you're just looking for a solid slip joint for everyday carry, there are definitely better values out there. So let me know what you guys think. Is this worth the price to you, or are there better options out there? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.